Yeah, go ahead, Billy. Hold on one second. All right.
Hey, Tom. Going back to the train wreck question, we all have the patients where they come in on intake and their pain is like outside their body.
Yes.
What's your experience with that population?
It's a good question because I actually just had somebody who's taken all my classes call me about a patient like that. And this may not be, quote, level one thing because you guys might zone out here. But it is a very important one that if you remember this, it's great. You'll be ahead of the curve. But some people, there's a couple things that come in, that happen here. There's 2 or 3 things that can happen. Number one, they come in and they're hurting. Okay, they're just hurting. So they're not coming in at a zero. Not anybody is, but I mean just hanging out. They're hanging out with something. So we'll say, let's tear that thing out, or let's balance it out and say that your 0 is actually a 40. So when you go to do the arm raise, I don't want to know, let's say they've got back pain. I don't want you to say, I'm not looking to see, like when I say, hey, which one of those are yucky? And they say both of them. What they're meaning is when I do this and this, my back still hurts. They're not really answering the question. They're not really answering what we're looking for. We're saying, which side moves better, basically? And they're paying attention to their pain. Okay, so what'll happen? Let me tell this story. Bill Jones, you'll see Kristen Turkelson on the TMR Insiders if you joined. They'll say, look, I had a patient once, whatever motion I did, it actually elevated their issue, and we couldn't find a yummy side in the Fab 6. So the one thing they found, and they said, look, I tested left and right side. It kept elevating things except for a left ankle pump. That was okay for them. And Bill Jones goes, so everything else I've tested, left and right side, increase their issue, but this is good. Because remember, this is about the yummy fixes yucky. He couldn't find a yummy. He found one. He goes, back pain, ankle pump. He goes, all right, I'll give it a try. Actually, I'm sorry. Bill's was even weirder. His was a wrist. A wrist extension was his good thing. He did it, and his back started getting better, and the leg raise started getting better. Kept doing it until he could use his leg raise. We're all like, man, Bill, that's crazy. Kristen took that and goes, hey, I'm going to do it. I have a patient just like that. Took it, and she found an ankle pump that was good. Started doing the ankle pump. Things started fixing up. Back pain was getting better, and they went away like that. So the big takeaway is yummies will fix yuckies. So when somebody comes in and they've got this crazy amount of I hurt all over, there's 2 things we have to do. One is there's a word for it when you have a scale and you put a glass bowl and you don't want the glass bowl to be where is that tear? What is it? We balance it out to 0 even though it's not really 0. What's that called? Anybody want to tell me that again? Nobody knows what I'm talking about. Anybody listening? All right.
Calibrate.
Yeah, but isn't it anybody know what that's called? Like you put the bowl
on the scales.
What is it?
T-A-R-E, tear.
That's what I thought, tear. That's what it said. You're tearing the scale. But that's what you're kind of doing with their baseline. You just get them and say, okay, look, I understand you're at 40. Now, when you do this, okay, does that 40 increase when you do your left side? No. Does that 40 increase when you do the right side? No. Okay, which one of these is a yuckier? Okay, by just, feel it doesn't move as well. Good, they tell you. Awesome. Now let's do the twist. Boom. Does that increase your 40? No. Does this increase your 40? No. Okay, which one of these moves worse? Okay, boom, and we go through like that. Now we are both on the same playing field. The other thing is, there's one other part to it. If they come in and this is what the phone call I got the other day. They have lots of movement and lots of pain. Lots of movement, whatever they do, and lots of pain too. They still maintain pain. First question I ask, are you on drugs? Are you on hydrocodone? Are you on severe doses of something big? Because there's a catch-22 there. If I cut you with a knife, your hand will want to heal like this. Does not want to heal like this, okay? It wants to heal like this, and it will move as much as it tolerates, wants to, or able to. If you even take aspirin, you might get a little bit more motion you get it. But the truth of the matter, you stop taking the aspirin, what you've done is actually torn it a little bit more. The aspirin allowed you to have a fake sense that you could move a little further than you could. Even though it's not much, maybe it's a little bit. Maybe that doesn't do anything for it. Maybe that doesn't stop you from healing. It's fine. Somebody takes a hydrocodone or any of the maxi narcotics, they may get full range of motion because they don't have the pain receptors anymore. And all that's doing now is massively taking from the insides, making that worse. But they got looking good motion. I had a 72-year-old guy came in and he's like, I mean, yeah, more flexibility than I have. And he was in severe pain. And I said right away, you on codone or hydrocodone or any narcotic? He goes, yes. And I had to tell him this story. And I go, so what's happening is here, your inside injury is worse than it was in the beginning. As you come off of this, you'll be in more pain than you've ever been in. Okay? Because you're in a catch-22. You could be. So you're going to say, no, see the drugs work. And that's a catch-22. So if you're in a pain clinic and you're experiencing these people, it's a sad situation. Okay, and I say to him, I can't make that call on you to get off of medication. Maybe that we need to work with your doc to get you off it and stuff. But that's why you've got everything. Billy, I'm not sure that's exactly your question, and you can clarify anything else if you'd like me to answer something differently.
I think the medication portion touched on it a bit. A lot of them are on high doses of prescription meds, so I think that'll give me a start.